Welcome back to Retail Chats, where we talk about our experiences, our observations. Sometimes we go out to see, feel, and touch. And today we're talking about our experiences, observations, and a tiny drop of gossip. Anyway, I may look or may sound like I'm a person that likes things. I do. But for most things that involve money, I do not. I like testing things when they reach the maturity stage, especially when they involve my money or there's a potential risk of me being disappointed. Oh, you know that saying where don't fix what doesn't need to be fixed? I'm a firm believer of that, which is why when PnP launched their ASAP, I remained loyal to Checkers 60. Even Checkers 60, I was a late adopter. Actually, not even a late adopter, but circumstances. Our area was one of the last stores to be launched for the Checkers 60. It's okay. Back to PnP. So, but also there was other reasons that influenced me not to ride the wave or instantly download the app. One of that was the store that they're going to be sourcing or they'll be picking my products, which is 5 kilometers away from my home. That store itself, I stopped going because I also worked in that mall. I had stopped going to that store, purchasing anything from that store because of how it looked, the experience that you would get when you enter that store, and just the overall. I wasn't happy. I wasn't happy about the service. I wasn't happy about the store itself. I wasn't happy. Just wasn't happy. And it was also at that time where they were transitioning. They were trying to change some of their stores into QualiSave. So that was also it was just overwhelming. And the service wasn't the greatest. The store was untidy. So when you enter the store, first of all, you would smell the rodents. They had these dump bins all over the store that would block. So there wasn't ease of shop. It would block the aisle, not the aisles, but it was so close to point of sale. There was little space to maneuver, and the trolleys were dirty. Sometimes there wasn't even enough trolleys. So all of that, and then not once, not twice, maybe more than that, found. And at that time, I was heavily buying for my daughter milk and stuff. You'd find expired stock on the floor. So it was just, there was no urgency in that store. So I made a decision that, you know what, I actually don't need to be there. So for lunch and anything that I would need, like juice or whatever, little things, I would just run to Woolies because it wasn't far from with the store that I worked at, and groceries and whatever would just had to wait for my day off, and then I would just go to the wild to Checkers across the road. So, and at that time, our Checkers wasn't the best of Checkers stores in the country. However, it was less obstructive. It was less, compared to the PnP there, the experience was much better. However, when these Checkers then, when they did the rollout, where they gave their stores a facelift and everything, a facelift, a revamp, change of layout, it actually, if you go to our Checkers now, it elevated the store. And the Checkers 60 minutes is 60 minutes. If it's late, you know already that they're gonna not gonna charge you for a delivery or whatever the case is. So I was a bit skeptical, knowing, because I still had that memory of that store, that even when I went to that mall, I didn't actually bother entering that store at all. So imagine in the store in that state, and now they're launching the delivery service. All those thoughts came back. I'm like, no, I'm not even gonna bother downloading the app. So I went back last week because now the only thing that is forcing me to, not really forcing me, but to consider the option is that PnP took over the partnership with FNB, the eBucks. So leaving us, Checkers loyal customers with Standard Bank. I have a Standard Bank account, but I've never really used it as my main account or anything to explore any other benefits that come with having the account. I know that they have a rewards system. I just didn't know that I had to pay for the membership. Now, I had to now go back to Pick and Pay because we are living in Cyril's economy. Obviously, if wherever I'm shopping, I need to get something back. So I had to go back to Pick and Pay and see if it's going to be worth it for me before I actually enroll with Standard Bank, before I go further and research and understand other benefits that come with having that Standard Bank rewards card. I know, I mean, Edgar's used to charge for a club membership, but the benefits were way more. So I need to see if with Standard Bank it's going to be worth it. So before that, before writing off all the available options, I had to go back to Pick and Pay. So I went last week. Granted, I went on a quiet week. The store, obviously, I had to sniff as I entered the store. No, it was fine. It's much better now. And I did a walkthrough. Actually, I don't really go to their butchery side or the bakery and the deli. I don't go there. I don't bother about that. So I went to all the other aisles that I would normally visit. Guys, it was around 10, 11. The store is much better. Um, that's overall, if I looked at the store compared to how it was then, it's much better. It's like I'll give it 4 to 5 out of 5. It's much better. It's clean. Even the clothing side where things would just be laying and you could see that, they were last maintained whenever the supervisor said it needs to be cleaned. The thing is, as much as I went during a quiet week, before lunchtime, because it was before 12 when I went, it also shows that then whoever was closing the night before, they had done their housekeeping. So they were ready. When they left the store, they were ready for trade the following day. So big ups to that Pick and Pay for that. Everything was packed neatly in the aisles. However, the only thing that I found was, okay, they still have those 6 or 7 tills that are never opened. I don't know why they're not utilizing that space to expand a department that maybe is doing well in their store or explore other options. Because surely you're not ever planning to use it. So because whether it's festive season or whatever, or normal day trade season, those 5, 6 tills towards the end, you guys never bothered to open them, to a point where you're using trolleys to block the same trolleys that would run out, and so those 5 or 6 trolleys, customers can use those trolleys, free them. And at the time when I went, the trolley guy was wiping the trolleys, so at least they were clean this time around. Because the last time, which was Jan, when I went to buy, when this partnership was soft launched, so I purchased back to school stationery there. The trolleys were filthy. This January, the trolleys were filthy. I was buying stationery, so I didn't make a big deal, and I didn't bother complaining. So up until now, where I went back, the trolleys were clean, and then I went to the clothing side, neat and tidy. Everything is in the rail. Sale area is clearly, you can see that's a sale area, and then normal stock, neat and tidy. And then they still have dump bins, focusing on promo items. However, there's some around. It's not the wooden ones. There is the air can come through. A visitor, whether it's a mouse or whatever, can easily exit. I don't know if they still have mouse, but I didn't see anything. And also, in those dump bins now, they're no longer wooden. Like I said, it's sort of a cage, mesh cage with blocks. So I suppose that is much more easier to clean. And the stuff was there. Obviously, like even the other supermarket, people will focus on what they're doing. If you don't go to them and ask specifically what you're looking for, two answers you're going to get. Someone is just going to tell you that side, aisle number what, or they will take you there. So that hasn't changed. The conversations at the till that have nothing to do with what we are doing under this roof, they still happen. No one is there at the point of sale to say, oh, you're buying this. Smaller stores or other places where they have promotions, they make sure to tell the point of sale operators that, look, every time a customer is buying this specific item, remind them that we have a special on this and this. They save this if they do this. None of that conversation was happening. So it's the same. At point of sale, nothing much has changed. If you give them your smart shopper, you give them your smart shopper. If you don't, you don't. They're not going to ask you. They're not going to tell you about the benefits of you. Do you have maybe, how are you purchasing? Do you have an FNP card? No one is pushing that. It's just you paying, you go, buy, thank you. Like I said, I wasn't expecting anything other than the usual. The only time where I needed assistance was when I was looking for floss, because I went where the toiletries are and where the toothpaste was, and I eventually found a string hanging there. I forgot the name now of them. And then it was packed there, but there was no price, and the girls that were there, they were just focusing, but they were not wearing the supermarket's uniform. I'm assuming they were merchandisers. Everyone was just focusing on what they were doing. So yeah, but in terms of overall cleanliness and everything, I'll give them 4/5. And right at the back now, all the bulk, like the 2 liters, the heavy stuff, they've used the space at the end of the aisles at the back before you get to the staff entrance back area. They utilize that space to properly merchandise all their big, the 2-liter Cokes, water, big stuff. It's there, easy, away from customers, away from the aisles, right? So that's that. So I thought, okay, fine. Now that I know, I can somehow make a decision. It's not so bad. So if I'm in the mall and I know I needed a few things, I can always just go back and go to the store and pick up a few things. Obviously, knowing of the area that I'm in and knowing when the times the mall gets busy, I'll try and avoid, like, from the 25th until the SASA periods, the all pay pensioners, and maybe the best time maybe to go to them would be the 10th, up until between the 10th and the 20th of the month, because then I know I'm guaranteed peace of mind. To a point where I ended up downloading the ASAP app. Today I made my first Pick n Pay ASAP order, and I was tracking and I was looking at my order. First of all, the driver didn't get lost when they delivered my items. Their GPS is much more precise compared to the one over the ones across the road. They always get lost. I'm not sure what GPS they're using, but their Pick n Pay's one was precise. The guy was at the door in my area, and seeing that it was the first time as well. And also the time it arrived 15 minutes earlier than the time that they said I'd get my delivery. So that was that. Obviously the range and the product range is completely different because we're dealing with 2 supermarkets. Their catalog is less compared to the brands also the brands that we're familiar with. The variety is less compared to Checkers. But I mean, yeah, no, I would definitely go back again. Both the store and the app, it's not completely written off. So well done to Pick n Pay. We'll see you trying, but yeah, I don't know what we can do in terms of point of sale, but like, if you're happy with that, that's your business. I don't know who went to who, but either way, you know how many customers actually use FNB and the potential of other customers coming back to you. But you're going to have to do more than that, unfortunately. Obviously the infrastructure, the fridges, some of them were hard, you know. They're gonna have to spend money to make money, unfortunately, because why would I go to a shop that has broken fridges if I can go to a place where I can see that the money that we're spending, they're actually making sure they use it back and they invest back in the business to make our experience much better. Because at the end of the day, the only thing that is the only challenge, and the customers are skeptical of going back to Pick n Pay, is that our Pick n Pays, certain Pick n Pays or certain LSMs, the store look and feel is completely different too. So there's the stores, not all the stores ever get upgrades, you know. That is expensive. That is an expensive exercise, but you're gonna have to do something to fix the obvious things. You don't have to change the entire store, but if it's broken, fix it so we can see that you're actually doing something about it. But overall, I'm happy with Pick n Pay, and so yeah, I'll definitely, I'm not deleting the app. I'm definitely going to use it again every time. So I'm going to be that lady now that looks at the catalogs and see what's available, that I can maximize on the benefits, because I'm looking at it for me. I'm where I'm, whatever I'm going to benefit, because also the delivery is exactly the same. So I am looking after myself and my money. Talking about looking after my money or after myself, I said I closed my account with Capitec, and simply because I wasn't happy with the service, and also I just didn't trust them. The Capitec has this thing of blaming customers for things that are happening to customers' accounts, and they've mastered the art of blaming customers, and they don't take ownership, they don't take accountability of what is happening within their system, advancements that they make on their apps and whatever. However, there's absolutely no way that all your customers can complain if money is missing on their account every time. Every person will come and say, oh, but Capitec said it could be, you know, they always find a way to blame customers. So what happened is, about electricity, the last week of July, we were waiting for month end. Not that it makes a difference. We just actually figured out that maybe it doesn't make a difference, but we were waiting for the new month to actually buy the bulk of electricity. So I top up, because it was the 29th. I'm like, okay, this will take us, if we manage the geyser, this should take us up until the 30th, and then we buy again, maybe with another 100 rands, up until the 1st, where we get our bulk, we buy our bulk electricity. So I go into my app and I buy a 100 rands voucher. I capture it. It doesn't take the token. It's refusing to go through. It's just, I'm just getting sad faces, no error message, just sad faces. Like, okay, go to my PnP app and I buy from there. It works. Like, okay, I'm going to give it some time. I'll try it in the morning. Maybe, you know, I don't know. Maybe something, you know, technology sometimes fails us. Do that, I still get the same thing. Immediately, I tweet Capitec and like, hey, this is a situation, what's up? And then they say, oh, here's the number. Speak to us on WhatsApp. Do that. An hour later, after the conversation where the consultant even logged in and checked and verified on my app that actually what I'm saying is correct, then she says, did you speak to your municipality? Like, no, I didn't buy my voucher there. I bought it from you. So I thought I would alert you that the system is possibly randomly either giving used vouchers or whatever the case is. This is you guys and should tell me what's going on. And like, no, you need to take it up with the with the city. I'm like, yeah, I understand that is a City of Cape Town product, but city is your vendor or your supplier. Since when does a customer speak directly to the supplier? You guys need to be logging or call on my behalf and then let me know what the feedback is. But anyway, yeah, sure, I'll do it. And because I'm asking, where's your key accounts manager? Where's your account manager for this? Because that person should also be keeping records of of, should be keeping a record of within a month or however times, many times a month, this happens or this has never happened, what led to it. So if I'm doing it on the side, how will you know that there was an issue? Anyway, so I log the call, City comes, and when they do come, nothing really happens because all they did is to log a call using the reference number. So they were actually very quick because I sent an email and then the email I had to dig from the consultant. I'm like, so if I'm gonna speak to City, surely you have a direct number of the person that I should be calling. Who am I calling? What are the details? Only then they sent the information. If I didn't ask for that information, she wouldn't have given me that. I would have to Google the information myself. Anyway, City comes. They use a reference number to say they are here, and this is a situation because the lady tried 3 times to do what I was doing since the previous night. And the lady on the other side, all she said was to resend the vouchers that I know. The vouchers that PnP sent me, the voucher that Capitec sent me, and the voucher that my nephew got. And I said, yeah, I have these numbers. These numbers are correct. But this one is not working. The other two worked. So basically, City has no way of verifying or checking if the coupon was used or what's causing the error message. It ends there. And so she said her final was, and she said, oh, well, what we can do is to log a call for you, escalate it. The meter box people can come out to check if there's something wrong with the box. I'm like, see, there's absolutely nothing wrong with the box. I just told you after that we loaded 2 other vouchers. They worked. It's this token. It's either it's been used before or they send me some system got messed up and they send me a voucher that was linked maybe to another meter number. I don't know, but it can't be a meter box. Oh, and if they find that the meter box is not faulty, I'll be liable for 850. Now you think about it, 850, 100 rands. Does it make sense? It does not make sense. All I wanted was a coupon for 100 rands or a refund. Something. No, that was it. So a week later, I go back to Capitec. I'm like, you said you were also logging a call on your side. So what is your feedback? And then they sent me a paragraph that the City said the vouchers that were sent were correct. Of course, they were correct. The numbers, we verified that they resent the numbers, exactly the same numbers that I sent. But no one is telling me why is it giving a sad face. Oh, no, that's it. So I asked the guy, okay, so how do I close this account? Because I'm not going to go back and forth with you, especially considering that the lady that came out from the city of Cape Town was so upset and stressed because Capitec had lost their money. Someone somehow stole their money in a Capitec account. And now, again, they're using the same script that they used when my sister's money also was taken out of her account. It must be someone in your house. So I said, oh, so this is how they work. Now, they sent someone that had no idea that actually would tell me this information because she was stressed because the money is gone. So the minute I said I bought it from Capitec, the one from PnP was working, and she said, oh gosh, don't tell me about that bank. So obviously I wanted to know why. You can't just leave me hanging. Then she told me an experience, which was recent. On that, I'm assuming she went lunchtime to find out what happened to her money and it was stolen. And they did exactly the same thing with my sister. It's 100 rands, yes, I know. A bit dramatic. No, it's my money. If it goes missing, I need to know why. Because that electricity voucher could have been 1,000 rand, could have been more, could have been way more money that I can't afford to write off. And I'm not writing off money, whether it's 50 cents for a billionaire business. I'm sorry. I went to the branch on Wednesday. I closed my account. My account is officially closed. I have no business dealings with Capitec. I will come back the day they realize that their customers come first and they stop blaming customers for their lack of security that they claim. Because having all this technology, Yes, it's great. It's convenient. I'm paying for convenient. I'm not willing. But if convenient is risky, if convenient is going to cost me, I'm sorry, I'm leaving. Thank you. Bye. Because a lot of people complain, but they still stay. And see you that you're not interested. I'm gone. I can go somewhere else. I just happen to like your product. I just like it to like your service. I was trying it out. I actually also opened Capitec because that time a lot of people had Capitec. It looked like a thing. If you didn't have Capitec, Capitec people didn't know how to cope. So it was actually for their benefit. And now there's PayShap. There's instant. If I need to send money to someone, I can just send it immediately. It's okay. It's okay. Thank you. I don't need the stress. All right. So on the other side of retail, first of all, Silky, well done. They opened their second store in Somerset Mall. The opening was even, if not the same, the same as Canal Walk. So yeah, they did that. Speaking about Silky, I'm looking at you from a different lens. Baby girl, correct? She's 5 years old, guys, and she in June, end of June, she just gave up, and she is struggling to charge. If she goes off, it takes anything about 6 hours before she actually picks up that she's supposed to charge. This I'm talking about Silky, but I'm remembering why I only saw what I saw at that time, because it was early morning around 1 o'clock, and I come when I opened TikTok when she eventually charged. This was last week on the 11th, 12th, around the 12th of August. So eventually when she fully charged, I'm like, hi, before I sleep, let me just scroll on TikTok. Oh, well, I woke up, like, let me just see. I didn't even get a chance to see what happened. And then I come across a video of Mina. Mina is the owner of Silky, or co-owner, because she owns a business with her husband. So she is addressing a comment that was made by someone else on her video, saying, what about a contract that we gave so and so? I'm not going to name the creator. And then you guys rescinded on it. You didn't take it. So what had happened is, at some point, Silky advertised that they were looking for a content creator. And so people sent their videos as to why they should be chosen. And with that, this creator was one of the creators that were chosen to do a 5-day a week. That was a 5-day internship. So let's say a week internship. And so this creator, so I had to go back to the creator's video to understand what was happening. So this creator actually posted a video saying, using the trend that put a finger down if they said da 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 da. So she did that, put a finger down if you entered the TikTok competition, and the brand got back to you. She actually never mentioned the brand, but people that knew her, and people that follow her, and people that know that what she was talking about, they could obviously tell which brand she's talking about. So in the entire video, she didn't say what was happening, which brand she was talking about. So she did that, and the brand contacted you to say you are asking for your personal details, and they email you a contract to sign the contract, and then time goes by, and and then eventually you get an email that says, oh, sorry, we're not taking you anymore, even after signing the contract. And so she said, that's me. And after a couple of days, boom, you see a video from the brand, and they have a new creator who was never part of the team, but they said no to you, even after the contract was signed. And then she said, yeah, I have a story. I can't do a story time, guys. I need to expose some MFs. Let's not swear. So, whatever video that Mina was, the owner of Silky, was doing, and someone commented and said, what about so and so's contract that you didn't? Now suddenly the job is not hers anymore, right? So the brand then she responds, and I'm gonna tell you at the end of this, but I'm gonna tell you how she responded and what she said. I'm gonna tell you why I think she didn't respond. She shouldn't have responded at all in this detail. So she acknowledges the candidate and she says she saw the video and it wasn't just her, it was her. There was a total of 6 creators that were chosen, and all of them knew that it was a 5-day internship. And based on the internship, that 5 days that they would spend wherever, then the brand would choose the best candidate to be their content creator for whatever time period. And yes, the 5-day period would have been, there would be a compensation as well. The problem is the brand encountered challenges with packaging with their supply in China, leading to the delays of the project, which is why they decided to postpone it until further notice. She also mentioned that one of the creator also mentioned that she already resigned from her job. Sort of like now she's stranded, what she's supposed to do, even though she didn't say that, but she also mentioned that. So I'm assuming that it's important that, oh, and I've already resigned, right? And she also said, I never said we're not taking you forever, or when like it's completely cancelled. We said it's postponed, keyword. And then the problem is that then she responds to the point where there's a new creator, and then the new creator that is now seen on the Silky brand account, when she claims that the new creator took her position, he's not new. He is part of the team. He worked for the brand just behind the scenes in a different department. It's just that now he put up his hand and, he's now, they took him, but he is not replacing any of the 6 members that were contacted and they were given that contract, that internship. It has nothing to do with that. However, she also says that, yes, the new staff member was part of the team, and so it's not a new recruit. Also, it says we're always going to hire a male creator. And one of the points on the contract did mention that internship can be terminated at any time, at any point. And also, we never said that we're not taking you. We just said it is postponed. Now, I'm no English expert, and I'm not going to speak about English and any of those things. Why? The child or the girl, the lady made this video. She did not tag the brand. So only it would have ended at the end of the day with the circle with her followers. It would have never gone to a point where we had to go and see who is this person that made this video, right? Also, the person that commented on Mina's video that she created about something completely different did not deserve a response, such a detailed response, especially when the brand was not mentioned. Now, because I'm saying this because, first of all, the creator, yes, she was in this exposing culture without actually exploring all the other avenues, because there's so many avenues that she could have explored if she really was concerned about work. Even though it was content creation, there's so much more that is happening with the Silky brand at the moment that she could have sent an email and said, oh, okay, no worries, just know that I'm available. Considering that she did mention that her contract was coming to an end at the end of August. So you didn't have to resign then, especially when they sent you an email mid-August saying that, hey, we are actually having a situation with our manufacturer here. That both gave you enough time to work out your notice to finish your contract. All you could have said was, your current employer, oh, okay, because you are still busy with the project at the moment, they must just give you a notice period a week in advance. They must let you know a week in advance when they're going to need you guys. You can ask for that. Or seeing that you've already, she'd already resigned, ask, go observe, go sit in a store, observe and create contact from the store. Go observe, and especially the topic that I think Mina was talking in the week, there was a topic about a white customer that didn't think that silky was for white people's skin. She could have even used that as a content creator, think out of the box, use that and say, look, you know what? I want to prove to that customer that is not sure whether she's a target market. I'm going to go spend time a week. This week that you gave us, I'm going to spend it in a store. Allow me to. Can I get permission to go in your store? What I'm going to do, I'm going to say, out of 10 customers that we got for the day in a store, 3 of those are white people, and ask them, interview them and ask them what is it that they like about the brand, how did they find out about the brand, so that you can assure the other lady, because the other lady did say that she follows the brand, she just don't think that she's a target market because of her, so at the end of the day, it's skincare is for everyone. So she could have used that angle. Now you're trying to determine, is it really the manufacturer issue? Is it really a supplier issue that is making you guys to postpone this? Or is it a me problem, right? Or they're also busy with the warehouse, so move. Ask about that, because they've been open about that. Ask, how far is the warehouse? Do you need extra hands? Whatever. I can spend a week there and do behind the scenes while the other content creators in the office are busy with other projects. You can explore that. Could have explored that option, but it was a quick, oh, this didn't go my way, therefore, and there's someone, so that person took my position. And I know we've been there, it hurts. It's just that now the difference here is that it's happening, and you can see it, it's on TikTok. It happens every day where you go and you show that that position is yours. You aced the interview, you did everything, and they never even get back to you. At least they gave you a reason. Some companies don't even come back to you, and then you later find out that they actually took someone that was from within. You just didn't make the cut, or they just didn't continue with the position. You never know where we are trying to figure out what happened to the position that I applied for, whatever, and those people never got back to me. It happens. You cannot crash out every time you get a rejection. But that being that, and the brand was able to tell you what's going on, you could have explored it and handle it differently, because now your crash out was on the internet. Unfortunately, even other brands would be skeptical, because now what if things don't go her way? Is she gonna go back to her followers and tell? Are we saying don't share your experience? Share it, but make an informed decision. Make an informed decision. Anyway, enough about the creator. Mina, she didn't have to respond to that, because that was after hours at the end of the day. And secondly, that information was brought by someone else, not the creator. The creator never tagged the brand at all. So trying to mitigate a situation and putting out fire where in a situation where you are not in your comfort zone, or fair enough, she had done her research. She went, one mistake with her doing a research and giving receipts. Now I know that child which area of Cape Town she stays at, because the signature is there and it shows where she signed, right? And I know the teams, the person that sent the email, I know her email address because it was on the screen, right? So things like that, because we quickly become defensive and we don't fact check, well, we don't double check other things. And secondly, a lot of people were complaining about her demeanor is like, oh, lack of eye contact. Because at the end of the day, we know your personality, we know who you are, we know who you are as a leader. Well, from what we see from the screen, we know how you act and how you behave, even when you are stressed on the screen, usually when you make your other TikToks. But this one, it was the eye contact was in there. The fact that you knew that you were always going to hire a male creator. So your brief was out there. You should have mentioned there, because we can see that there's a lot of ladies in the office, good and well. That project involves a product that is meant for men. So it makes sense to have a male creator. But that should have been on your brief. And the timelines, if you say it's postponed until further notice, it still leaves people hanging. You will not be proceeding with it. Postponed until further notice. Those are two statements in one. Which one is it? Which one is it? It's confusing. Whether she resigned. Now, whether she resigned or didn't resign, we don't know the issues with the current employer. Maybe when she got this opportunity, even though it was a week, she thought, because at the end of the day, as much as we're saying is a week internship, there's so much content you can create in a week, actually, that could be used over a month or even 3 months period, provided that the goal is clear and the ideas, everything is there. So for a week, and all you do is focus on creating, someone else's editing, and they have an in-house photographer. There's so much actually that can be created. Evergreen content, they'll make content that can be repurposed in different platforms. And it can actually, a week internship for content can end up being even 2 to 3 months worth of content, if we are being honest. So it wasn't just excitement. That was a calculated move. The brand itself, it was after hours. She didn't have to respond. Or if she really felt compelled to respond at all, her response should have been, we have reached out to the creator. We are aware of the video, even though she didn't mention our name, knowing that she sent the video to us. We also had advertised such a position. We have spoken to her. We then, in the process of resolving the matter or whatever the case is, that's all that other stranger needed to know. Not all these details, not you, people scrutinizing you now, your body language and everything else. But I'm glad also, because I waited to see, because in the comments they also mentioned about they will consult with the lawyers, I'm assuming for defamation or whatever, assistance, But luckily, it ended on the comments for now. I don't think anyone would bring it up now. It's been a week already. So I was also waiting just to see if the story is, the conversation is gonna take a different direction. But I also went on I also went on to the creators page. I refreshed the page and I didn't see any follow-up or any apology video. So I'm assuming that everybody just, sometimes time resolves things. So, but anyway, that is a little bit on brands and gossip and spice. In terms of fashion, guys, I know, you know what? A lot of people were on the timeline again on X where talking about bags. The girls are in their granny and their granny era with that particular brand. And it's when I see someone carrying that brand or unboxing a bag from that brand, I don't see a granny. I see a cute bag that someone liked and bought it with their money. But anyway, so someone else said Luella. And again, we know Luella with the branding. The only thing that we sometimes don't like about Luella is like, why does it have the branding and the monogram? Then it's all over, and the where something would be cute and nice and should be just minimal, and it just has branding all over the place. But at the end of the day, Luella has their own customers, and they still make their money. They still sell those bags. Every brand has its target market, and I get that, right? But one thing that Foschini got right is that when they were going that direction of growing Luella or to stock Colette Heyman bags, they removed the Colette from their stores to focus on growing the brand, their house brand, in their stores. And no one can tell me they do not associate Luella with Foschini. The minute you say Luella, they know exactly that's a Foschini brand, right? The only thing that confuses me, and I think Legit is trying to get, I don't know what actually Legit is trying to do, because Mr. Price sells dupes of brands. The duping culture is here, and we cannot run away from it. But the entire monogram, Legit, I'm gonna attach pictures. I asked myself, what is their brand identity? When you enter a Legit store, few of the shoes have their branding Legit or Miss L, which those are there's a shop name and their brand, and Miss L is their house brand. And then you go to the bags, accessories, and then you look at their bags. From there, out of maybe 10 lines, half of that is dupes from various brands, like monogram. I actually don't know how to explain what it is, but all I'm hoping for is that with their deal, the takeover, the sale has been, the competition commission announced last week that they're giving them the Pepco a go ahead to proceed with the deal. So I'm hoping that with that going forward, because obviously right now, whatever they're selling, hopefully they're clearing out their warehouse, and I don't know about restocks or orders for the festive season. Everything then that would have been done at the time where they were still under Edgar's, the Edgar's brand, right? So I'm hoping that Pepco gives Legit very strict instructions when it comes to branding and focusing and building the shop's brand, the brand identity of Legit, because they are losing it right now. There's absolutely no way you can there's absolutely no way you can find inspiration from all these luxury designer brands, and you also want to bring them all at the same time in your store. The problem is, surely obviously they don't see a problem because those bags sell out, because it's nice. Are the bags ugly? No, they're not bad. They're not ugly. They are trendy. They are fashionable. They are nice, right? And I mean, Legit bags are always like decent quality. But the problem is your target market is usually, some of them are not really brand aware, considering where you are situated. So they're not exposed to the brands, to other brands, the luxury brands. You already know in South Africa, there's so much the classism and laughing at people for wearing fakes and all of that. Imagine that person that is carrying that bag with pride, thinking it's the best thing, only for someone else to look at it. Oh, I thought it was Louis Vuitton. Oh, I thought this was Gucci. Isn't it good? Where did you buy this? Oh, I got it from Legit. Like, do you understand? We know that there's a culture. I don't know how those buyers or trend um, analysts don't realize that there's that culture in SA, or I understand that there's also another culture that is growing, or another side of people embracing buying things, buying brands, knockoffs from the Chinese shops, and they don't care. They just buy now because they know that it's cheaper, it's half price. But at the end of the day, you are in the same industry, and the same industry that wants to stop people from buying from the likes of Shein, Temu, and all of that, because it's stealing money from our current market, or whatever the case is. It's affecting the industry so bad. But why are you comfortable in taking people's ideas like that? And when are you focusing on your brand? When are you focusing on building your brand identity and leveraging on that, so that when we enter legit again, we know that that is, if I'm carrying that bag, just like, like a person carrying, there's no doubt, a person carrying a Luella bag, you know that they purchased that from Foschini. A few, okay, from the China store, but you immediately associate that with the Foschini store. The thing is, you will not go look for Luella at an Edgar store. You're not going to go look for Luella anywhere else. You know that if you saw something, even if that person purchased it from the China store, your first point is Foschini. You're going to go to Foschini to look for that bag. So if I'm carrying a bag that has what looks like a Louis Vuitton monogram, what am I thinking? That person is, from afar, yes, I'm going to think that person is carrying a Louis Vuitton bag, or a Gucci bag, or what is that, Goyard bag. I'm not going to think legit, because there's nothing that screams legit. So why do you want your brand associated with all these big brands? Why do you want your customer to think that they are wearing something that is not? Guys, I don't even know how to articulate this now. I don't know, because what? Why? There are so many options out there. Look at Ayana. How Ayana is a new kid on the block, but Ayana is doing dupes, clean, neat. Woolies is doing looks. There's that big brown suede bag. I forgot what is inspired by. Everyone is doing dupes, but clean, neat, and clean. Don't take the monogram. Don't. Create your own. Don't take, guys. No. When I go to your store, I wanna see and know that I'm in your store. Because if I post those bags now and I asked someone, where do you think I am? They're gonna think I was brand hopping. I was in 5 different stores. They're not associating any of those bags with you. Come on now. Come on, legit. Let's go back to the old days. You used to be the girl. You used to be a girl. Be that girl. Be that girl. Come on. Guys. Anyway, enough about legit. Create your own brand identity. Strengthen that. Work on that. And build on that. Trust me. We like options, but that's not the way to go. And that's it. I mean, I'm no brand expert, but I mean, I'm a consumer. So from if you're not talking about my experience in marketing and whatever, take it from me as a consumer. When I walk into a store, I am not looking for someone else's work in your store. I'm looking for your work. Show me what you have. Show me what you got. Okay, sure. Now, the other thing, the same family, well, no longer a family, Tando Tabete's brand, Tabudi, has now allowed Edgar's to sell their pajamas, stock their pajamas. But the deal is exclusive online, guess it's to tap into the Edgar's clientele, and because Edgar's obviously has an account that will allow customers to explore that option, because Tabuti's payment options is only Pay Flex and Pay Just Now on their website. Whereas with Edgar's, they have MobiCred, they have the Edgar's account, which is underwritten by RCS, and then obviously the normal bank cards. Both stores have the normal bank cards, but Edgar's has much more customers. I'm hoping that at some point they will roll it out to stores. In terms of body proportions, it's gonna be hard. I hope they will roll it out to some stores, even if it's selected stores. In terms of price range, it's still the same price as what is in the brand's Tabuti's website. So the price is exactly the same. So I guess, yeah, it's to just tap into Edgar's client base, and then I think for more reach, it would be best to also roll it out in stores. That's just me. But either way, congratulations. And I mean, we already know Edgar's is one of those brands that always gave local talents or local brands an opportunity to sell in their stores and to reach much more customers. I mean, I remember the times where Zola 7 launched his brand. Edgar's, it was sold at Edgar's. Tula Cindy, it was available at Edgar's. The very first time I've ever known about, who is this lady? Joe Bocat. It was at Edgar's, selected Edgar's stores. So they've always had, and I mean, I used to have dresses with other African designers as well. It was always Edgar's. The flagship stores always had something going with the local brands and local designers partnerships. So it's good to know that they still do such things. And also, PnP Clothing has launched yet another collaboration with a local designer. It's launched last week as well. So that's also another ongoing thing. I think also when people, they used to have, I think for 2 seasons they kept that collaboration with Kevin Raja. I think right now they are giving other designers a chance to showcase their skills, which is nice because it's always stunning and a great feeling to know that you got your hands on some limited edition, you know, items like the Mr. Price. See this? This is from Oddity, the last collaboration they did. They launched with Oddity. And so it's always nice to know that as much as our country is struggling at the moment, businesses are trying to find ways to empower our talents, and let's hope it pays off. And so, yeah, that is it. And sorry for yapping, but that is it for this week. Thank you for watching. We'll see you. Thank you for watching, and please don't forget, if you like the video, don't forget to show that by liking or sharing. Thank you.